York Knicks. New York girl. For this new season we're about to enter, the Knicks taking no shorts just like winter. New York, New York. New York be about the Knicks, huh?
But the best thing about New York City is
K-N-I-C-K. Everybody say go New York, go New York, go! Go New York, go New York, go!
Everybody, welcome to the New York Knicks podcast, episode 678, and we're mad.
Jay, are you mad about the Pistons' latest move?
What was the Pistons' latest move?
I don't know if you. It actually happened before the series started. I don't know if you're aware. But they brought back Ben Wallace.
Oh yeah, in what form?
He's wearing Tobias Harris's jersey because clearly Tobias Harris has become the best defender in the NBA. Cat can't do anything against him. It's so goddamn absurd. Yeah, we're mad.
It's game 3 and 4 since last episode. They won game 3. Controversial. We'll get into that. And they lost game 4. How are you feeling?
Was Tobias Harris nominated for Defensive Player of the Year? I'm just wondering. I don't understand why Cat cannot beat this guy.
Well, I mean, he got nominated for Defensive Player of the Year along with Harris and Cunningham and Durant, Thompson. I mean, the Knicks just can't score. They assembled this massive offensive juggernaut and just can't seem to score.
We're gonna go with Karl Anthony Towns as our center. That's weird. The Timberwolves were playing him at their power forward. Don't worry, we'll have such an offensive advantage with Towns at center. We will be unstoppable. Oh, cool. When are we gonna see this offensive advantage? When we get a new coach next season.
I mean, something's very wrong. They just can't seem to score. I mean, this was like a 90s. This was like a 1995 playoff series.
Why? I know Detroit's getting away with a lot of stuff on defense. There's a lot of contact, blah, blah, blah. Why can't the Knicks hit an open shot? It is unbelievable how poorly they've shot this series.
It was really bad. I mean, everyone was getting on Bridges' case, but especially in Game 5. But Towns and Brunson shot worse. McBride hit a shot for what felt like the first time in 2 weeks. And, I mean, it's just, like, yeah, they're struggling to get shots off, but even when they have open shots, they're not really hitting it. Who's been the best three-point shooter this series? Hart? I mean, it's been bad.
Hart actually has the highest. Yes, I made fun of Hart's shooting last game. He has probably the highest three-point shooting percentage of the team. Actually, OG's probably not that bad either. But I know Hart doesn't shoot them anyway. You pass him the ball, he just passes up the shot, and Detroit's just leaving him open. They're like, we're gonna cover you with Jalen Duran, and he's not even gonna try against Josh Hart when he's behind the arc. Shoot all the open threes you want, Josh Hart, and Josh Hart's like. And Josh Hart was fine yesterday. He was totally fine. He's one of our better players yesterday. But, like, everything about this is so frustrating.
Yeah. Yeah, it's,
I mean, how many times did OG Anunoby touch the ball in the second half?
Well, he hit that last second shot, which was really impressive. But,
yeah.
He's not touching the ball a lot at all.
I can't even believe this, but I heard this on the radio that he touched the ball twice in the second half.
That can't be true.
That really cannot be true, but I heard it on the radio. I was like, are you sure he only touched the ball twice on offense in the second half?
I mean...
But he definitely didn't get the ball a lot. Like, right. It's not like I'm like, oh, you're wrong. I barely remember him touching the ball in the second half, besides that 1-3.
Okay, let's get a little more organized. So
you want to go back to the controversy in the game before?
Yeah, we might as well address that. Yeah.
Okay. So, Jay, when Josh Hart went for a dunk in game 2 and he was clearly fouled, did Knicks fans lose their mind? Did the league be like, "Hey, we're so sorry for missing this foul"?
Oh yeah, I remember ESPN doing like an entire segment on it, people calling for rule changes. Like it was chaos.
Like a minute to go in the game, Josh Hart got fouled on an and one on a dunk. Probably would have changed the outcome of game 2, And I remember how social medias went wild, how you can't let this call go, this non-call. Is it only if it's the exact last play of the game? Is that the only time you're,
That's
and
the
it
only
only
time.
against the Knicks?
If they get the last play wrong, it's a travesty. But they could get 100 plays wrong for the first 47 minutes, and it's
I
fine.
mean, people are bending over backwards to like just to be like, okay, well the Knicks they missed that call. Oh, but what about the call on the exact same play, the rebound where Josh Hart was fouled in game three on the or game four on the rebound? Well, that doesn't count. That wasn't the last play of the game. It's literally how Timmy Hardaway got the ball. But that's fine.
Or a game five where it was the goaltend that was not called, which immediately turned into a Detroit 5 point swing. Knicks only lost by 3. That doesn't count.
I mean, the thing is, I don't care. Like this stuff, this is how the NBA works. Like sometimes there are no calls. It sucks for to be a Detroit fan and be like, "Hey, Timmy Hardaway was fouling the play, and we got screwed on that." In fairness, also, Timmy Hardaway maybe he makes the three if he doesn't try to get the contact instead of shooting the ball. He kicks his leg out to make sure he gets the contact. Maybe he just goes for the three. He makes the three. Like he wasn't really trying to shoot the ball in the basket.
Right. He jumped at an angle a little bit too. I mean, yes,
Yeah,
normally you would call a foul on Hart. You would. But
yeah.
normally you would
And
call a foul on Tobias before that for hooking his arm. So I don't really feel too bad.
also what I take is that the entire series has been called with tough foul. Like they're letting a lot of things go. This kind of goes with everything else they're letting go. There's a lot of fouling. The Knicks are getting. Hey, maybe the Knicks are also fouling Detroit, but Detroit is definitely fouling the Knicks on a lot of plays. There's a lot of contact. We can't be like, okay, well, this kind of brushing of Timmy Hardaway, that's the one where like that's the one we should get really upset about. Troy, it happens. This is how it works, basically. It's like the refs, the thing is the refs are not they do not want to call a foul in the last play of the other game. They do
No.
not want to. They will let like you notice at the end of the half, always, it's really hard to have a foul called on you in the last play. You have to be egregious.
Nobody
It had to be
wants to see a game, especially a playoff game, decided by free throws. Nobody wants this. That's not fun to watch. It's not fun for the fans. It's not fun for the players. I get, like, if you do it, you got to call it. But on the other hand, nobody really wants to see that.
Yeah, Timmy Hardaway, like he's out of his mind if he thought they were going to call a foul on that three. The only way they call a foul on that three if Josh Hart like lands on him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Josh Hart made like a very strong attempt to get out of the way. He kicked his legs. They're not going to call that at the end of the games. Like how many games do you remember seeing this season where they ended on at free throws to win the game? On the last play of the game, they called the foul. It almost never happens in the whole season.
Nan416 says, after these 5 playoff games, how terrified of you of the next round? I'm terrified of this round. Right?
I mean, if the Knicks play like this, they're going to get slaughtered next round.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm terrified by next round, but it's hard to. But as you make the point, it's hard to even think about next round when we gotta still finish this series off.
I mean, almost every game has been down to the last basket. So, like, it's not like the Knicks lost a couple, but the games they won by 20. Like, even when they win, they're barely winning. I'm nervous about the next 2 games, to be honest.
Towns has been pretty good from three, like the last 2 games. Can you find him more 3-point shots?
Shimmy says, my summary of the series, Knicks versus Sixers last year, battle of 2 really good teams. The Pistons series, battle of 2 mediocre playoff teams. Sad to see our Knicks not playing to their potential.
Yeah, it really does feel like the battle of 2 mediocre teams. So okay, so game 4 ends on a foul, is what it is. The Knicks overall outplayed the Pistons. So what? Last night was that was one of the worst playoff games I've ever seen.
It was
Both teams
it was
played terribly.
absolutely brutal. I mean, just turnovers, missed shots. The offense, it's a big problem. I mean, it's just ISOs and a lot of just ball watching. It doesn't seem like there's many plays being run. To have this starting 5 and to have a problem scoring points is a huge problem because these guys have all proven that they're scorers on other teams, all of them. So
I,
they should be scoring 110, 120 points a game. 94.
the Knicks should be getting, they had 19 assists last night. The Knicks should be able to get 25 to 30 assists a game. I don't know what, like, the offense looks so unbelievably stagnant.
So is this a roster problem or is this a Tibbs problem?
Well, I know what all social media thinks. Uh, it's a bit of both in the sense of like the bench is terrible. Well, the bench, it's a Tibbs problem, I guess. Like Tibbs could do more with this. Like he could encourage them to move the ball. Guys are missing shots. You can insert Mitchell Robinson into the starting lineup. You can lengthen the bench that way. There's more you can do. He's not doing it.
I feel like this is my NWO moment where I pull off the shirt and I have the NWO under it because,
Does anyone know what you're talking about?
wrestling where like,
But like, does anyone remember the NW? Like, you're like, here's a reference from 25 years ago.
all right, I don't have any references that are from the last 15 years. I'm sorry, I'm old.
Okay.
Anyway, I've been defending Tibbs for the last 4 years, and I'm done. I don't think he has the ability to construct a good enough offense, and
Yeah.
I have no confidence that this team should be looking at least like Minnesota is right now. Minnesota's beating up on the Lakers. Like they should be chugging along. They should be in their groove at this point. At the end of a season, playing a 6 seed, like they seem to have no continuity. I don't know what team is showing up not only from game to game, from quarter to quarter. They will look like OKC for one quarter, and then they'll come out looking like Washington in the next quarter. It's disgusting.
Yeah, the third quarter, they look like the goddamn Washington Generals. I cannot believe how bad they are every third quarter.
Yeah.
I can't believe how many timeouts they call, and out of the timeout, the Knicks can't even figure out how to get a shot up.
They can barely inbound the ball sometimes.
I know there's a lot of physical play from Detroit, but Knicks seem like they're just not moving. I don't understand how you can't defeat this. Detroit's a fine team. They're a fine team. They are above average team. They will get, I mean, just like the Knicks will, they'll get slaughtered by Detroit, by Boston also. Detroit's nothing special. The Knicks should be able to beat them.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, even if they come out of this series, I think the Boston series is going to be a bloodbath. I know Boston struggled a little bit. They won in 5, but the games were pretty close against Orlando. But
It was a solid team, but they play physical basketball also. But like,
they also sat their starting point guard the entire series to make sure he was healthy for the next round. Holiday didn't even play. I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't realize he didn't play the whole series.
I think he
Wow.
played game 1 and didn't play 2 through 5, something like that.
I'm surprised the Celtics weren't like, we're gonna rest our starters for this series. We're pretty sure we're gonna win this.
Right.
The
Yeah.
it's also like you look at this team right now, and they made these two big moves in the offseason, getting Bridges and Towns, and really neither move looks like a decisively good move. Like the Bridges move, you'll say like, well, they traded all these draft picks to get Bridges. I mean, he's fine, but doesn't seem worth the picks. Okay, Towns. If you had Dante and Randall, you'd be winning this series hands down. There's no way Randall gives you less than what Towns is giving you right now.
I really feel like with Randall and Dante, they might have swept. I really feel that way. Randall's playing good, which is weird. Like he doesn't need ankle surgery, and he's playing well. It's almost like people didn't realize that he was playing bad because he was on a gimpy ankle.
Right, right. And Dante obviously would add a lot to the bench. The bench would be just much more formidable.
You could give
It
Dante
does.
20, 25 minutes and not miss a beat. I mean, I don't even know if he's like maybe Bridges is a little better, but you're not really like it's not a huge step down. It's not like going from Bridges to like Shamet or McBride who's shooting 25% for the series.
Right. And I guess you'd Randall at power forward, you'd have Mitch playing center, and then maybe you'd have to break out Huck Porty. I don't know. But it'd probably be fine. And this series also like we're seeing some Mitch and Towns together. How about we see Mitch and Towns together for like 25 minutes, 30 minutes? Like Mitch should play. Mitch looked really good at times yesterday, except for the fact that he can't. His free throw shooting is abysmal.
I want
But
somebody
beyond,
to leave footage of Dirk's high arc free throws over in his locker, in his house, in his car. I just want that footage. He can't go anywhere without seeing it
is he
because these
trying to
line
break
drive
the
free
rim?
throws,
Is
these
he
line
trying to
drive
break?
free throws, like nobody in the league shoots line drive free throws, and there's a
You've
reason
been the
for it.
you've been in the league this long. You can't figure out how to shoot free throws better.
It's been
Like
what 7 years, and
I
he's arguably worse than he was when he started.
I get you can't do you can't do behind between your legs because that would work. But I also get like I don't care if he's just missing the shots, fine. But the line drives, like what the hell do you do with the line drives? But either way, you could have Mitch at center, Towns at power forward. That is the combination that makes more sense. Like this combination does not. Towns is not a center. Like I don't know why. It's with Tibbs like get ordered from above. That he's like you have to play Towns at center for you have to like he's got to be our main center.
I think I see what people are saying that Tibbs is a good coach, but he has a ceiling.
Yeah.
And I think he's reached that ceiling with this roster. I mean, he just doesn't seem to be creative enough to figure out how to get, what would you say, like 3 20-point per game scorers and two more that can score in the high teens. And he can't figure out how to get all those guys to like score. Bridges even said it after game 5.
What do you say?
He was talking about how some players aren't put in situations where they're flowing, where the ball's moving, which
I mean,
is
if
100%
you
true.
you move Mitch to the starting lineup, move Bridges or Josh Hart, maybe Josh Hart, move him to the bench. Now the bench is a little bit longer, and also you if you need to take Mitch off the floor at center, try Huckporty. Huckporty looked like I know he's healthy now. I don't know this setup is ridiculous.
I mean, you never know if an unknown is gonna shine when his time comes, unless you try it. Like Reed is
Or
playing great for Detroit,
yeah.
and Reed wasn't the plan. Reed's their third string center. Like Precious has proven that he could play in these situations. Like put in
We
Precious if
got
you
this.
need to.
We got this question on Twitter. I feel it's appropriate for right now. No Ja writes. What's the point in signing PJ Tucker if he's not getting any playing time? I don't want Tucker playing, but really, what was the point of signing him?
Hey, we have this empty roster spot. We have scoring issues. Let's sign a guy who claps really well.
Yeah, like just sign TJ Warren, sign anyone else that there's a chance in hell. And maybe no one would be signed that would play, but it is like, what were you guys even thinking? Like, I understand that you're probably going to use him for some kind of like move in the off season, but like sign someone not like what was PJ Tucker going to get? Wow, under the tutelage of PJ Tucker, the Knicks might lose to Detroit.
Guys, we weren't feeling too confident going into the series, but then PJ Tucker clapped really loud and we all got pumped and then we won.
Yeah. Yeah, like hey, like what are we gonna do? Like what's the well we should maybe who's gonna shoot the last shot? Okay, before we even do that, Tucker, can you clap? If you can clap, we doesn't even matter who shoots. We're gonna make it.
Tucker, if somebody hit this shot to be determined, how would you cheer exactly? Would you stand up? Would you jump? Would you raise your arms? These are the things we need to know before we develop an offensive scheme.
And also, I don't even want to make fun of this too much because then like obviously it's not like Tibbs is gonna hear us. But can you imagine Tibbs is like, fine, I'll play PJ Tucker. You're like, no.
No, that's not the plan.
Uh yeah, the Knicks. Okay, so in defense of Tibbs, the bench is abysmal. Outside of Mitch, the bench is abysmal. Campaign had a good game one, fine. He's barely hasn't played too much. McBride has been terrible. I saw a defense of him online just saying like, well, you can't get mad at McBride because he makes like 2.5. He's on such a great contract that he's doing everything you can. I'm like, he's playing garbage. He's unplayable basically in the. I mean, he's your best guy off the bench and he's unplayable. Doesn't matter what he's getting paid. You can find someone else. he doesn't need to be on the roster next year if he's going to play this poorly.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying trade him, but
No,
he's having an absolutely abysmal
I am
season.
saying though, when he gets his next contract, it might look somewhat like his current contract.
Right.
I mean, he really, and he'll hopefully improve. He's still young, but how little he gives you when he's out there is kind of ridiculous. Though he was a +9 in the game, so he was actually the best +9 plus minus.
I mean, he's still got good defense. It's
Yeah.
maybe he's not being utilized as good as he could be, which I think is true. I mean, I think putting him out there with like Mitch and Payne is probably not the best idea.
They didn't even look that bad. I don't know. The Shamit, I think, was sick yesterday, so they couldn't play.
I was sick
I would
yesterday
try.
too.
I was, I'm sick of everyone. I would try DeLon Wright. He didn't look that bad. I know he's not
DeLon
like
Wright looked
he doesn't give you
great when Brunson was out. He did.
he doesn't give you a lot on offense, but neither does anyone else on the floor.
Right.
If you
Yeah.
can play some defense,
I mean, I thought DeLon Wright earned a spot in the rotation after what he did when Brunson was out, to be honest. I thought he looked great.
he's definitely earned it over McBride, or at least over McCampaign. Like, yeah, absolutely. I would have. What? Just go to him. Like, what's the difference? Like, you're getting so little from the bench.
Here's the thing. Most coaches, I think, would make an adjustment for Game 6. Do you expect any changes from Tibbs?
Yeah, I think so. I think he will. Mikhail Bridges played 38 minutes. He'll adjust up 7 or 8 minutes. OG played 39. He'll adjust up 7 or 8 minutes.
Everybody
only
plays 42 minutes?
Yeah, that's the adjustment he's going to make. I realized the big mistake was everyone got a chance to like rest on the bench. We need to like 48 minutes, everyone. We go 5-man rotation.
We need to have them crawling up and down the court in the fourth quarter.
Detroit's strategy also is to like play hard defense to tire them. That part seems to be working because like they seemed tired.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the way, Bickerstaff is the most annoying coach ever. Can he ever shut the hell up?
Andrew
Like,
says, if we need an all-time bench cheerleader, bring back Theo Pinson or Ryan. Proven bench hype guys.
Yeah, I don't know if PJ Tucker's like PJ Tucker's bad at the hype.
He's not.
Theo
doing this
Pinson be like reschooling him.
I mean, Ryan was good at calling out 3-second violations and things like that. I mean, useful stuff.
Do you think the Knicks the refs screwed us yesterday, or it was pretty evenly called?
I thought it was a screw job.
Where do you think the refs really screwed us? Because I thought it wasn't. The refereeing was fine. Like I thought the Knicks were gonna get really screwed by the refs. I thought it was fine. What do you think?
Well,
Like I guess tell me where they missed the call on the
on the goal.
they missed the call on the goaltend. Fine, they missed that one. What else?
There was back-to-back really bad travels, and after they didn't call either one, they gave a tech to Brunson for getting mad
Right.
about that. So
Right, but Brunson kind of clapped at them.
yeah, no shit.
was
They
bad.
they were
Yeah.
not calling like blatant travels on back-to-back plays. That's aggravating. Like, I don't know. These refs are so soft. It's like, okay, like he's yelling at me because I missed a thing I should have gotten. It's not like he's just getting mad. I don't know. I feel like that alone is about a 9-point swing in a 3-point game. And there was way more. I mean, OG got called for a foul for putting on his own shoe.
That was ridiculous. Also, yes, you're right. He's literally just like kneeling, putting his shoe on, and was it Timmy that fell over him? I forget who fell over him. And they call the foul. And you're like, what are you like? Even OG's like, look at the replay. I'm just sitting there.
Right. Yeah. I mean, he got called for 3 fouls in about 2 minutes, and 2 of those were just absolute nonsense. So,
I can't believe there's 3 refs on the floor, right?
yeah.
Not a single one of them saw OG there and being like, hey, that's not a foul. He's
Yeah,
just there.
If one ref calls a foul, the other 2 can't be like, never, no, that it wasn't. Like, just like, okay.
Like you didn't see the play. Like you clearly didn't see the play.
I don't know.
I mean, they shot 36 free throws. Fine. I didn't think it was that. I thought the Knicks lost on their own terms. Like I didn't think the ref really decided the game as much as the Knicks just sucked.
I mean, I thought the refs screwed. I thought it was lopsided, and the refs screwed them. On the other hand, the Knicks couldn't score. They turned the ball over. Like they played a really, really bad game. It's just when you get that and the combo of the refs, it's like it just feels just so miserable. But yeah,
as an
the refs don't even matter. If the Knicks are playing the way they should be, the refs don't matter. If the guys are hitting their shots, if they're running an offense,
yeah.
then it doesn't even matter those calls. I mean, it almost didn't matter. The Knicks almost won despite all of that. That's the thing.
Right.
Like, without those calls, they probably win. On the other hand, like, don't score like 8 points in a 10-minute span.
Yeah, the Knicks, it's just ridiculous. Like I don't understand also how Towns can be going back to my point earlier. How can Towns be so ineffective against Tobias Harris? He was looked so good the game before. Like
I don't
what
think
is
we're
Tobias
gonna.
Harris?
I don't think we're gonna see that again. That was like an all-time Tobias Harris game. I don't think we're gonna see that ever again.
Okay, well I hope not because we really could use him not to like be able to shut Towns. For all the things you get annoyed at Randall for, his spin move, his holy dribbling the ball too much, blah blah blah. Towns is just as goddamn annoying. Towns like these crazy drives to the basket or like these crazy like he takes so many dumb shots. You're so big, you're a huge presence. You should be able to take smarter shots.
Yeah, five
Post up. Can you post up?
five for 14 is not good.
How he is the center. No one's even supposed to be clogging the lane. Like he cannot post up near the basket. He should be like killing them posting up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really ridiculous. So another thing that's killing the Knicks. The Knicks take forever to get into their play. Like it takes them a good 10 to 15 seconds to get the ball across the half court and like to start running a play. They're always like down to 10 seconds to go. Like the slowest moving offense I've ever seen.
Yeah, it seems like they struggle to even get it over half court, and then there's a lot of just dribbling and standing around, and then like panic for the last 5 seconds.
God, there's so many plays, so many shots are like, who's gonna shoot? Who's gonna shoot? Like you're like, figure this out 10 seconds ago.
Yeah,
It is so like I understand Thompson is guarding Brunson from end to end. Just have someone else with Brunson. Pass the ball to Josh Hart. Set a pick. You should be able to defeat his like the ridiculous like Thompson. Also, I don't know. Like he keeps having these fouls 45 feet from the basket where you're like, what are you doing, man? Like, how is this helping?
yeah, yeah. If Brunson's having trouble bringing the ball up, then I know we just said he's been bad, but start McBride. At least he's a ball handler. Start Payne. I don't know. Have another ball handler out there. I don't know. Do something.
Just have someone else in the backcourt with him. Just get it. You got to get it up faster.
Hart can dribble.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. To have Hart back there, Hart's just the pick. Pass the Hart. Just get it across the timeline faster. Anthony writes, of course, recording after a devastating loss. Wouldn't have it any other way. The problem is, I texted Jay during the day yesterday and said, let's record tonight. And anytime we set up to record, we know the Knicks are going to get crushed that night.
Yeah. So show curse continues.
Next show will be next week. Okay, we're not going to record after Game 6, and there better not be a Game 7.
Right.
Anthony writes, why we change our game plan from game to game. Games 3 and 4, give Cat the damn ball. Game 5, let's play keep away.
How'd you like that full court lob from Bridges to Mitch that went like 3 feet out of bounds?
There were some just dumb plays.
Like, why are you even attempting that?
Like, why are you I get you want to play aggressive, but don't play aggressively stupid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anthony writes also, I'm starting to doubt the ability of Tibbs to get the guys ready for big games. Knicks can never close out the opponents at home, lack of energy to start the games, and the inability to run a proper offense.
No lies detected.
Yeah, I mean, you wonder if it's always in some ways like it's game 5, like the team that's down is going to play with a little more fire, and maybe the Knicks were like, oh, we got this, and they didn't have quite the fire they needed. But that's Tibbs' job. Tibbs' job is to tell them like, hey, This is like you have to win tonight. There's no game six. You got to win tonight.
Yeah.
How is that? What are they doing at halftime to come out so sleepy?
I don't know. It's like almost every game though. At least the first 6 minutes of the third quarter is like,
Okay,
hey,
okay,
let's
guys,
let's give up 10 points. Let's spot them 10 points right away.
okay, guys, before we go out there, everyone do their shot of NyQuil. Okay, we're ready to go. It's like every third quarter they cannot. They start off the first 5 minutes being completely unable to score.
Yeah. All right, guys. I know you're all tired, so everyone take a nap. I'll sing you a lullaby. I'll wake you up in 15 minutes.
Who wants their back rub before the third quarter? It's ridiculous like so Detroit obviously has a decent team. They have a bunch of that. It's a weird team because it's like good young players and Jalen Duren and Cade Cunningham and Thompson's a solid young player, and then just a bunch of veteran castaways. Tobias Harris, Timmy,
Schroeder.
Paul Reed, obviously Schroeder, Beasley, all guys that teams didn't really want, and they look like the bad news bears out there in a good way. I guess the part of the movie where bad news bears start winning.
I mean, they have everyone on their team like has a role and complements each other. And I would question if you asked a couple of the Knicks starters what their role is, they would have an answer for you.
And can you imagine if the Knicks had a Dennis Schroeder on the team?
I mean, he would be a big difference maker on the team.
Detroit just picked him up because no one wanted him. Detroit just picked him up. Like if the Knicks had any cap space, they could have picked him up. He would be such an improvement over what they have now.
Yeah, definitely.
Like a guy off the bench who can actually really score and play real defense. A real NBA player off the bench.
Jorge writes, "Hey Jay, just wanted to say on behalf of all Tibbs haters, we were right, and we'll welcome you with open arms."
I told you, I forget how many shows ago that he was going to be that. There's no way Tibbs coaches the team next season.
You think
I'm
this
right.
is cementing your call? You're
I'm
feeling more
cementing my call.
confident about that, right?
I am feeling like, hey, if there's any way I could bet my entire house on this, I would. There's no way he coaches the next season. And people are like, oh, but his extension hasn't kicked in yet. Well, apparently, you know what it's like. You don't know how it works to be a Knicks coach. The extension does not matter. You'll be fired.
Well, I mean, it happens to plenty of coaches. I mean,
Yeah,
Phoenix
yeah.
is paying like 3 coaches right now.
There's a lot of coaches who are being paid not to coach the NBA next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think there's no way you can look at this and go like, hey, Tibbs can get us to the next level.
Right.
Barring like, if they beat Boston, he comes back. I probably comes back, but that's the only way I can see him coming back.
Right. And at this point, I don't even want to talk about Boston.
Yeah, I mean, this is such a frustrating series. I feel like the Knicks have played outside of the 21-point stretch in game one. The Knicks have basically played garbage basketball.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if they didn't have that miraculous run, I mean, they could have lost the series already, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, Detroit outplayed the Knicks for a good portion of the whole series.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's not like they're killing. I mean, obviously every game's going to be close, and like not like they're like outclassing the Knicks, but like this is not what we all signed up for. To be like
A 3 seed they should be winning in 5 or 6. I mean, every other series is over in the East right now.
the Knicks team last year that was broken. There's so many guys that were injured. That team that beat Philly would crush this Detroit team.
Yeah.
Like that, Brunson was unconscious. He was so good in that series. Dante hit shot. Everyone, like that team, like this is the first, like Leon's been so good, but now I'm like, this team feels like it's backtracked from last year.
It does. It really does. I mean, I didn't even feel as confident going into the series as I did last season.
I mean, last year I was like, Philly's going to be a tough series. So, but like the Knicks should win. I mean, it was disappointing the Knicks didn't beat Indiana. They should have beaten won that series too. But like, this is just Are we just say like if we lose in the first round, like like heads have to roll if we lose in the first round?
I mean, I would think Tibbs would be fired the next day.
Yeah, yeah.
If he's
Like
not, then like next season, what's going to change next season?
I mean, we were talking before the show. You were like, what the Knicks can do in the offseason, and you're saying like to stay below the second apron. I think Leon's got to go to the second apron, I guess. Like, I mean, what choice do you have? You got to make your bench better.
So Andrew just posted third quarter ratings. Offensive rating 92, defensive rating 120, net rating negative 28.
That for those that don't follow the defensive and offensive rating, a negative 30 is abysmal.
Yeah. So you want your offensive rating to be over 100, and you want your defensive rating to be under 100.
You want your offensive rating to be higher than your defensive rating. That's all that matters. You want one that the offensive number to be higher, not an insane amount below the other.
So this team is going to be mostly the same next season, barring something crazy like Gianna saying trade me and only to the Knicks or whatever. The Knicks are, if they want to stay under the second apron, they have 11.3 million, and that is without the rights to Achua, Payne, Shamit, Wright, and Tucker. Their whole bench. So
What is the downside of going to the second apron is I know there are real penalties, but what are the penalties?
I think the tax is absolutely insane. And I think it's really hard to well, I guess they don't have to worry about trading draft picks, but I think that there's something with that. And I think you can't move out two players in one trade.
You can't combine salaries for a trade.
Right. So it makes roster moves even more difficult.
Right, but if you're Leon Rose, and I don't want to talk too much about the offseason, but he's gonna look at this and go like, we have limited options to make the team better. And he also probably, if we lose in the first round next year, then I might not have a job anymore. So like I've got to like make this team better. If it means going to the second apron, it means going to the second apron. He's like, I gotta like our window's not that wide. You got to do it.
I mean, we've seen from Milwaukee that even if you think you have a potential like dynasty, the window opens and shuts way quicker than you think.
Right. And they won a title, but yeah, they just got swept and they got not swept. It was 5-4-1?
4-1, and Miami made the finals, 2 years ago? And
Yep.
they had the biggest ass kicking of a playoff series of all time. They lost by 55 at home. Like they're finished. Like, and nobody was injured. Anyway, my point was nobody on the Knicks is injured right now. Like
Right. I
we're
guess
wasting a healthy Knicks season with injury prone players, which is what scares me.
Right. OG is totally healthy at this point. Our big issue last year was that like OG couldn't stay healthy. He's fine. He played 39 minutes. He can play 39 minutes tomorrow night. That's the issue here is that like you got to find a way to get more out of this roster.
Yeah. So I was going over the cap stuff because I think if you're looking at it, you don't have much room to make moves. So a coaching change is basically what has to happen. I mean, next
Right.
season, what I said we might have 11.4 million. That's with a bench of Mitch, McBride, Daddy Kolek, and Huck Porty. With
Right. There's no real bench at all. Yeah.
unless all those rookies this year like take a leap, and then you have 11.4 to add one player, and that's if you want Payne, Precious, and Shamet to all go.
I'm fine with that.
I mean, I'm fine with that
I
too.
think-
I'm just saying that there's not a lot of room for improvement. This is basically the team. So if the coach can't get the most out of this roster, you probably have to change the coach.
Oh, I agree completely. That's what I said before also. I was just saying like they're going to look at this to say like Tibbs got us this far, he can't get us any further. And with a roster that has such little flexibility, that's the unlock. That's where you're hoping the unlock is. A better coach, or just a coach that's better at this situation. A closer, I guess.
Yeah.
Like everyone says, Tibbs is and I get what they're saying. He's a floor raiser. If your team is bad, he will get you to the playoffs. He'll get the most out of players. He'll get them to hustle. He'll get a lot out of your team. Better defense. Does he know how to get you from like really good to greatness? It doesn't look that way.
Nostalgic Nick predicts that Precious and McHale will be used in a sign and trade to get Booker.
I mean, okay, I guess.
Booker is, yeah, he said Booker's a Leon Rose guy.
Yeah, I think that's a good argument just because he's a Leon Rose guy. But also, Phoenix is kind of in a weird situation where like they can bear. I don't think they have many of their own draft picks. So like they're going to trade Devin Booker and they're going to trade Kevin Durant to do what?
Well, they're
And
gonna,
they're also in the second apron, so they can. I don't think they can combine salaries.
they have to just completely tear it down, I guess.
I don't.
I mean,
think
wouldn't
they,
you?
I
Like,
think,
they have those guys and they didn't even make the play-in.
I think they're going to say, "Hey, well, Durant is signed for one more season." I think they're just going to say, "Hey, we're going to ride it out with Durant this year." Like, there's no trades that are going to make any sense. We're just going to like try to see what we can do the following
With
year.
with Durant going full hissy fit mode, like, no, they're definitely going to trade him.
I don't know. I think they might keep him. I think they're gonna like, hey, the options don't look good. What do you? Because no one ever does this, and we talked about before. No one ever says, hey, why don't you try sitting out your age 37th season? Oh, suddenly you want to play.
I agree in theory, but the team didn't even make the play-in with these guys. I think they just completely blow it up.
I mean, all you were settling on here is that it's worse being a Phoenix fan than being a Knicks fan.
Yeah, and maybe Beal waives his no trade clause. You go, hey Beal, we're completely blowing up the roster. You'll literally never make the playoffs again. Do you want to waive your no trade clause?
And then you're like, okay, Beal, you're playing in China.
Right. He's like, I waived my no trade clause, and like, yeah, nobody wants you anyway. So
It's really more Beal coming to them and going, I'll waive my no trade clause. And they're like, we're not going to tell the media you're doing this. Why? Because we cannot trade you. So why don't we just stick with the story that you won't waive it? That makes more sense than just saying that no one wants you.
right, it's less embarrassing for everybody that way.
Yeah. We're gonna try not to embarrass you here. I mean, Leon Rose has brought us really far. Before he got here, the team was a goddamn embarrassment. Before Tibbs got here, the team was a goddamn embarrassment. We have maybe a 6, 7 year stretch of just abysmal basketball. It was so goddamn hard being a Knicks fan and podcasting about New York Knicks about the Knicks during that time. Tibbs took us out of the ashes. He built a team like he got so much out of this roster. Leon just like found a way to put these guys together. The roster looks. If I told you 5 years ago this is what the roster was going to look like, and this is how many wins and like so forth, you'd be like, "Sounds amazing."
Yeah.
But now we're here, and you're like, "Okay, I want to do. I want more."
Well, I mean, I thought the ceiling would be a little higher. It should
Yeah,
be. I still think it should. I believe in the roster. I just something's going wrong. I don't believe in the offense they're running. Like, they're not being utilized correctly. And it has to be the coach because this roster is very good. So
Jalen Brunson is, by the way, we didn't mention already. He's clutch player of the year, and he's deserving. He's the most clutch player in the NBA. He's awesome in the fourth quarter. He's good. Towns, whatever we want to say, like he's a really good shooter.
Yeah.
He's also like he has a lot of offensive talent. He just needs someone to like. He needs a coach to kind of to get the most out of him.
yeah, I mean,
OG,
like Towns is amazing, but like he's had 2 no-shows in 5 games.
yeah, I'm not trying to show the positive about the team. Like Bridges, like he's a guy he averaged like 20 points a game for the Nets like a year ago. OG is like one of the best defensive players in the NBA. He's scoring is so much better this year than it had been in the past. Josh Hart set the team record for most triple doubles in a season. Like there's so much good stuff on this team. You gotta build you more with this roster.
Yeah, well, that was my. If you look matchup by matchup, the Knicks should have won every matchup for the whole starting lineup. Maybe not the bench, but like this starting lineup should be crushing Detroit's starting lineup.
So last year, Cleveland is coached by JB Bickerstaff, and he's a solid raise your floor coach, not get you to the next level coach. They got rid of him, brought in Atkins. I don't know what his release. I don't know that I didn't watch enough Cleveland to know what he's doing so much better. I mean, the bench looks really good, and that helps. I mean, maybe Kenny Atkinson was just like, "Hey guys, have you thought about hitting all your shots?" And Cleveland's like, "Yeah, we'll try that." But there's got to be another coach has got to be able to do something with his team that like Tibbs is not doing.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
have any idea why is Cleveland so much better this year?
I don't. I mean, you can say another year of continuity together, which I do think is a big thing. I don't
All
watch
young
enough.
players getting better. Garland got getting better, I guess.
It could be, but I don't watch enough Cleveland games to tell you like what changed. But it could be whatever the coach put in. I mean, it's almost the same roster.
Right. I mean, they added Ty Jerome. They didn't add a lot to the team.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they
Uh,
added Hunter and Jerome.
Hunter was also the team was already had the best. The team was already awesome before
Yeah.
they got Hunter, so you
Yeah,
can't even
exactly.
count that
Yeah,
one.
yeah. They had like second best record in the league when they added him. So yeah,
Yeah, there's got to be more. This is so. I think we're in agreement. I mean, if they lose the series, obviously Tibbs is done. If they win the series, Tibbs is probably done also.
yeah. Especially if it goes like 7.
I mean, it's just like if they make the next round, unless Tibbs shocks us all with how ready the team is for Boston. Um, what? The Knicks, I just don't understand. The Knicks have had games where like got everyone hits their shots. It just seems like the team is ice cold so much of the game.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Like their confidence doesn't seem as high. They're like I don't know. It seems like in the final minute everybody hits all their shots, but at
Of
that
course.
point it's almost too late.
The game is over. Oh, suddenly we're unconscious from three.
Right, like OG hit that insane 3, Bridges hit an insane 3. I'm like, where was this for the first 47 minutes?
I have to say though, like in game four, Brunson came out there and was like, "I'm gonna get everyone else involved and get you guys going." Game five, he did not do that.
Right.
I don't know what the idea is to go back to like to go back to like hero ball and like just shitty basketball. And also the Knicks, if Brunson plays halfway decent, they win the game. No question. He had his worst game probably of the entire season.
Probably his worst playoff game ever.
Definitely his worst playoff game ever. And yeah, I don't Brunson shoots 4 for 16. Find me another game where he shot 4 for 16.
Right. So the last thing we didn't touch on is are you mad at Tibbs for not calling a timeout in the final minute of Game 5 with
2
Hart and
minutes.
Brunson waiting to
Yeah.
check in?
2 minutes to go. Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson are standing there. I don't want to lose my last timeout. You're gonna let your two of your best players just sit on the sideline for those 2 minutes?
See, I get not calling a timeout. I don't get why you don't just foul their center.
I guess, yeah.
Do
I
a
mean,
hack as ran, stop the clock, and get Brunson and Hart in.
I would just call the timeout. I'm not gifting. I don't want to. With 2 minutes to go, I'm not gifting points. But I am 100%. I want to. By the way, can Julius? I mean, Durant. Oh, I guess he missed a couple free throws. Is he a good free throw shooter, or is he a bad? He's no way
Durant's
he's like
not
Mitch.
great. I mean, it's he's better than Mitch, but odds are he would have like missed one of those.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, but I'm not giving points. Just use your timeout. What's the point of having the timeout if we're not going to have? You're not going to have Jalen Brunson on the floor for the last 2 minutes because you want to save your timeout. What are you saving it for?
When Brunson and Hart simultaneously got injured, I thought the season was over. I'm
I mean,
glad
that
they
was-
came back, but I was just like, are you serious?
I mean, I could even they're like, yeah. You see, they cut the Brunson on the side. You're like, he can't. He's this can't be happening. And also, when that happens, Tibbs is like, okay, we'll put in McBride and Campaign, who have done jack shit, and we'll leave goddamn Mitchell Robinson, looked really good yesterday. We're gonna leave him on the bench.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in
do
the
you-
final minute, I get that. You needed a 3. You don't want Mitch out there.
No, I meant earlier. I meant before when they had to replace Hart and Brunson.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. The what do you think of the hack a Mitch strategy?
I mean, it worked. Mitch absolutely sucks at free throws.
I mean, it's
mean,
really annoying.
I don't like it, but it's not a bad strategy. I also like the strategy of fouling the other team when you're up by 3. Like a strategy the Knicks never use, and the other team shoots 100% from 3 every time they don't do that.
Why doesn't the NBA just get rid of the hack it? Like just say if you foul the guy away from the ball, whoever they can just choose who to shoot the free throw. That ends the hack of Shaq, hack a Howard, hack a player, hack a Mitch strategy.
Well,
It's one of
they got rid of it in the final 2 minutes.
right. Just do it for the full game because it's really just like this is not real. This is just shitty basketball. Like no one wants to see you keep fouling Mitch and setting him to line him miss free throws. And I get like that's a strategy because of the NBA rules. That's just shitty rules.
Oh, well, I also like how Schroeder like just tapped Mitch to get the foul, and I'm like, oh, you saw that? You didn't see the actual like hacks under the net, but you saw the light tap on the shoulder. That's cool.
It's also like, oh, you're calling that light tap when they're beating up the Knicks. You're not calling that most of the game.
Yeah, that was my point. Brent
yeah.
says 1 more year we will have that continuity. This season was always a bonus. Let's see how far we can go, type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, you could take the argument of like, obviously you saw you got Bridges. I guess was like around the draft, whatever. The team like had Towns came in right before the training camp. You've only had this team together really for 1 year. The starting lineup. How much do you buy into that? Basically, the continuity. Like, well, it's something that like that's something that will improve the team going forward.
I do believe in that. I do think continuity absolutely matters. I don't know if Tibbs is the guy to make them better, but I do think continuity. If you look like all the teams that are good have been together for a while.
Well, do you take the argument that like this starting five has played together more than any other five in the NBA?
They have, but it's only one season.
Okay, fair.
Like Cleveland, Boston, OKC, most of their roster has been together for a few years now.
In season 2, we'll introduce picks and cutting.
Yeah, maybe a pick and roll, Brunson to Towns. Once.
Why weren't we doing this the whole time?
You're allowed to do that?
The lack of Towns and Brunson pick and roll has been just absurd.
They should just be spamming that constantly.
I don't know why that's not a giant. And also, just sometimes like the Towns forced play near the basket when you're like I'm like even Randall knew to kick it out the 3-point shooters.
Yeah.
Why is Towns not doing this? Why is he like just like why does he have like the
Tunnel vision.
tunnel vision? Yeah.
There was a lot of, I mean, OG Bridges, they all did it. It was like 1-on-3s, just driving with your head down.
There's so much. The lack of passing is ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know if that's just like there's not a lot of ball movement, so when they get the ball, they feel like, oh, here's my turn now. But like the offense
Or, like-
is gross.
Right. And part of it, obviously, there are games where the offenses look great. But obviously, this is not all Tibbs. Like it's like the players just need to play better. They need to pass the ball more. They need to get open. Tibbs is just not doing the most to get he's not figuring out how to get the most out of this roster, and he's so scared to change the starting lineup because he'll like hurt egos. Like you got to change something up.
Yeah, 100%.
You want to talk about other what's going on the rest of the league or rest of the playoffs?
Sure. We got one more email.
Okay.
Angel says, hey, you guys are joking about ending the show this season, right?
Oh, not even this. I mean, the next week or two, we're done.
Yeah. So officially, we are ending the show after the season. Unofficially, we'll probably do a check-in episode like once a month during the season.
We'll see.
Well,
See how angry we get.
But we don't want to feel obligated to do it. So,
Yeah,
yes, we're not joking.
we might. Yeah, we might do a check-in like once a month episode.
Also, if the Knicks win next year, you'll know the show was a curse. And and you'll
That's
thank us
that's
for quitting.
Jay and I decided that like if we stop doing the show, we will lift the curse and the team can win the title.
Right.
Okay, so around the NBA, other series. Okay, so tonight, I am fully rooting for Randall and Dante against the Lakers.
100%.
Yeah, the refs clearly will be out in full force to extend that series. The Lakers have a great future with Doncic, but they've got a pretty deep team.
Yeah. Yeah. Minnesota looks really good. I think they could close it out today. I would love to see the Lakers go home early.
That would be interesting. That'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really surprised with any of the East series. We knew Cleveland was going to sweep.
Yeah, that's a given. Cleveland and Boston winning were givens.
Boston, like, they always just give up a weird game. Like, you know they're going to win the series, but they kind of, like, they did that last year. They would lose a game, and you're like, oh, that's odd. And then they win three in a row.
Yeah, that's not a big deal. And Indiana versus Milwaukee. Milwaukee just looks like that Drew Holiday trade was so well. The Dame trade was so dumb,
Yeah.
and the team's just gotten old.
I mean,
And
it was a bad trade, and even if he was healthy, now that he's not healthy, like, yeah, Milwaukee's
and
done.
Jay, can you apologize to all our listeners for ever suggesting the Knicks should get Kyle Kuzma?
That's how bad things were a few years ago. I mean,
Jay kept being like, Kyle Kuzma. And I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you, Jay?
yeah, I should have known he was going to bring the Kardashian curse to Milwaukee.
So in the West, obviously OKC easy series against Memphis. Though Memphis, there was that one game where they were up by like 30 and they blew the game, which was ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah,
But the series the most interesting, probably is the besides the Minnesota Lakers, is the Warriors Rockets. What do you think about the 7th seed being the 2 seed, which is a very strong possibility?
that's one of the worst two seeds I've seen in a while.
I, you think so?
Yeah, I don't think
I
Golden
used-
State's that good.
The Warriors are pretty good. I mean, since they got Jimmy Butler, they're a solid team.
They're solid.
I think that the Rockets. This is why also the Rockets like seem like when everyone's going to talk about the offseason of who's going to make a big trade. The Rockets have draft picks. They have a lot of young players, like Kevin Durant. That's the kind of move. Like get him on that team. The team like that should make a big difference. Get one more.
Yeah.
They need one more guy who could score.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they're right there, but they're not as good as their seeding this year.
Yeah, I think that's clear. Who's the other series?
Denver, L.A.
No, Denver. Oh yeah, Clippers. Yeah. So playoff James Harden has shown up. He's giving up. Everyone who's watched James Harden over the years knows when it's the most important. James Harden goes to sleep on the floor.
Oh my God, it was just total vintage Harden playoff game last game.
Jay sent me the highlights. I was like, the highlights of just Harden. I'm like, what the hell was he doing out there?
I don't know, but it's at this point it's just funny. If he just shits the bed in the closeout game, it just put the stamp on his career as a great regular season player.
Well, they can still come back. They're up. Denver's up 3-2. I just have trouble seeing Jokic lose. That like 3-2. I have trouble seeing them lose the next two games.
Yeah, same. Especially when Murray's playing like he's playing.
So next round you would have, okay, OKC plays Denver.
Yeah,
That should be a solid series.
I think so. Yeah,
And then like assuming Minnesota wins, Minnesota plays Warriors.
that'll be a
That
good
would be a
series
solid.
too. Yeah,
Yeah,
I would probably go Minnesota with that one.
that could be entertaining. And then obviously in the East you have Boston versus better be the goddamn Knicks.
Yeah.
And then Cleveland versus Indiana, which probably that should be a better series, and that should be a decent series also.
It should be a decent series. I would love for both teams to lose, but I think I want Indiana to lose more.
I don't know. I'm kind of annoyed at how good Cleveland is, so I wouldn't mind seeing them.
I am, but do you want to see Halliburton? Like, the guy's so annoying.
Is there any way everyone in the East could lose besides the Knicks?
Pacers fans were so annoying last year. Just
So annoying.
random accounts just popping into our mentions and stuff. Like, I just want them to get swept.
Okay, as far as annoying fans, Pacers fans were really annoying. Heat fans super annoying. Philly fans maybe the most annoying. Like more Detroit fans are annoying, but like I think Philly fans are the most annoying.
Yeah, the cognitive dissonance talking about like Brunson flopping when you have Embiid on your team is like, it was hard. It was hard to wrap my head around.
Okay, also, what do you think? So we talked about like it was after game two. We talked about Brunson like he was a little ridiculous with some of the flopping. I think there really hasn't been too much flopping. He's been fine the rest of the series so far.
Yeah, he'll like at this point, anytime he gets fouled or falls to the ground, like everyone's like, "Oh, he flopped," and it just the narrative has gotten so out of control.
Well, I mean, in fairness, also like every time first he gets hit on every play, and like he doesn't fall down, he doesn't get the foul call.
Yeah, it's the NBA's fault that all the star players do it. I mean, you got Shea doing it. Like everybody does it because the refs are just like they don't call stuff. Like Jokic doesn't get to the line that much considering how he plays, and it's because he doesn't flop around.
It's you have to like exaggerate the contact if you want to get the call.
Yeah.
And then it just becomes a battle of exaggerate. And then you realize like, well, if I exaggerate it when I actually get hit, I can also exaggerate when I don't get hit.
Yeah, yeah. Bren says, been watching since 2012, so that monthly episode will be needed by the diehards. Well, thank you for sticking with us through all those dark, dark years. He said, thank you for getting me through some times and still doing Brink into the future. Yes, we have a comedy podcast called The Brink of Sanity, and we will be doing that. And he says, is Lorenzo still alive? I don't know. There hasn't been an email in a couple weeks. I don't know what's going on with that.
I'm sure Lorenzo is looking forward to the Knicks season ending, though I think he's a Knicks fan also, but he's looking forward to more Brink.
He likes Brink better than the
yeah.
Knicks, yeah.
He's the only one.
And for those of you who don't know, like, he's like the show historian. Like,
yes, he is.
Re-listened
He's
to
super
all our
fan.
episodes like multiple times.
Well, we have Andrew also. We have some super fans for that show. But okay, anything else you want to cover for the day, Jay?
No, I think that's it. So thank you for listening. We will be back next week. We better be talking about the Boston series.
What is your prediction for the rest of this series? First of all, we both agree this ends in 6.
Yeah. I'm going to be a complete basket case if it goes to 7.
Holy fuck. Okay, so what is going to happen in Game 6?
The Knicks also have to keep their streak of not closing out a series at home for 26 years alive.
Brunson goes for 40. I think that is going to happen. He's going to have a huge game. And on the road, it's just easier for him. I don't know. He's going to go for 40, and the Knicks are going to win. And other guys are going to be able to hit shots. I am going to predict the Knicks win by 20. I'm predicting that this is the game where the Knicks hit their shots, and it is a lot more comfortable of a game.
I was about to say the Knicks win by 20 to get all our hopes up before completely shitting the bed and getting annihilated by Boston. That's my prediction.
Okay. We will do a preview before that series starts.
Yeah.
But Knicks win by 20 tomorrow night. I firmly believe this is going to be the easiest game. It's going to be the easiest win of the whole series.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. So, thanks for listening, and we will see you all next week.
Goodbye, everybody. It's all over. Goodbye. It's time to go. This is the end. Say goodbye. You better go away. I'm gonna leave you. It's the end. Goodbye. Goodbye. Just leave me alone. Feels so good to say goodbye. I'm sick and tired and I'm saying goodbye. Goodbye.
All right. For those of you still in the live room, I never mention it on the show because why would we do that? But we have a Discord. The links are in the show notes. And so if you want to chat during games, you could do that too. Things that
I don't remember we had a Discord either. So
yeah, I don't think Mark has been in the Discord since the day I set it up, but I do chat with whoever's in there during games.
but yeah, Jay is in that, and that's important.
All right. So, yeah, thank you for listening, everybody. And I'm going to shut down the live room, but you can check out The Brink of Sanity while you're waiting for a new episode of this show.
I'm pretty convinced the Knicks are going to they're going to win big tomorrow night. They're going to like shut us all up.
Again, yeah, I think they're going to look like the way we think they should just for tomorrow. Get us all pumped for the Boston series and then go back to looking the way they did against Boston.
That sounds right.